We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Chicago's drag night gathers Jinx, Alaska, Monet, and others to promote voter registration for Kamala Harris with local stars.
J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk are named in a criminal complaint for cyber harassment against Olympic gold medalist Imani Khalid.
Pope Francis met African LGBTQ activists Claire Bayurugaba and Ebenezer Piga. He condemned anti-LGBTQ laws and violence, reaffirming support for LGBTQ+ community.
About 1,000 transgender people joined a Zoom call to support Kamala Harris, making a historic first for transgender political mobilization amid rising legislative attacks.
Manchester United's Geyse Ferreira slammed online homophobic abuse about her relationship. She is receiving widespread support from fans for her courage.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, that we have had more than 9 million views because of you. It is Monday, August 19, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ+ evening news show. Whatever happens unique in queer news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the queer community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ+ experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the queer and broader community.
That's right, Dale, and let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's begin by welcoming my brother Jamaal. Hi, Jamaal. How are you, gorgeous boy? Look at that skin. Look at that. Jesus. Jamaal, and the shirt. Jamaal L. Starks, a.k.a. Porcelain. Jamaal is the president of Impulse Group Miami, a spiritualist, wellness advocate coach, and walks as a sex siren in the ballroom scene with the House of Gorgeous Gucci. He's a board member of the Legacy Builders, a consultant group, and is a certified yoga instructor at the Miami Life Center in Wynwood. Welcome back, Jamaal. How you doing, baby?
I'm good.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, the gala was amazing.
Oh, so glad you had a
you
good
as the
time.
host. So I had to wear this shirt because everybody wanted to touch on it, so now they can see it on here.
Yes, and it looks fantabulous on you. I've never wanted to be a white, clear shirt in my life until now. Anybody else? Yes.
You can see it under there.
Oh my God, I love when he does that. Can anybody else at the table make their boobs move like that? No?
No,
No,
they don't
no.
move.
Dale, you? No? No?
Never tried, actually. I never worked on it.
Dale said he never tried, but guess what? He'll try tonight. Watch.
Yeah, I'm going to work it when I get home.
Watch. Next up, let's welcome Edward Otto Zielke. From a successful career in financial marketing to his current role as the Director of Marketing and Sponsorship for the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, Edward's journey is marked by accolades and achievements. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida is one of the largest and most important LGBTQ cultural arts organizations. Edward, so final auditions for the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida are coming up at Sunshine Cathedral right here on campus. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah, so we are having our final auditions. We had auditions last week, and we accepted 20 new members.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. We're really excited, and so we're hoping to get another, maybe possible 20 more. So if you do have time, come by on Saturday, September 7th at 1 p.m. We're auditioning. Just fill out the registration form on our website, which is gmcsf.org. And, you don't have to even be gay or bi or even male to be in the chorus too, as long as you can sing within the tenor, baritone, bass range. You're welcome to audition and be a part of it. There's also a non-singing component as well. So, if you don't want to be on the stage and you also want to help and volunteer, you can also come and sign up for that.
How about if I just want to be behind all the singers like this?
We'll put you in front of the singers doing that.
Oh my God! All right. So Dale, I can't sing. Can I do tenor or baritone or any of those things that Edward just said?
No.
Okay.
Stick to the background dancing.
Got it.
Foreground
Okay.
dancing.
Got it. All right. So you said if you have time, right? But let me add to that and some talent, right? Don't be just coming up in here singing happy birthday, or can you?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can, as long as you can carry a tune. So obviously, if happy birthday is in tune, then we're at a good start. But,
okay. And so you said you just picked up 20 and you're wanting to pick up 20 more?
Yeah, because we definitely want to be over that 200 mark.
Wow.
Last year we had 180 members. And so, with the ebb and flow of people coming and going, because sometimes, people's commitments, they can't commit to a full season, so they might take a season off.
Of course.
So we're just a matter of, trying to get over that 200 mark. So.
And how do you and Gabe wrangle 200 different personalities, mainly LGBTQ? You guys deserve some kind of award. That's all I got to say. All right. Wow.
We get a lot of help.
I love it. Make sure you sign up and go, okay? You'd be a great addition to the Gay Men's Chorus.
GMCSF.org.
And you can dance with Faye in front.
And you can dance with Faye in front, yes. Next up, let's welcome Mark Pettitt. Mark is a pioneering traveler and coordinated the very first gay pride parade ever on the continent of Antarctica. Brr. He is also a former Mr. Sawmill Leather, sir. He and his husband Luke run linksbyluke.com, the chainmail harness and pride accessory shop. Mark, I love your harness right now. It is just gorgeous, and you got to tell me a little bit about that as well. But Mark, so Florida Puppy Contest Weekend starts on September 13 at Sawmill, right? Tell me what's happening. Explain to me what Puppy Weekend is all about.
Puppy Weekend is seriously one of the most fun weekends at Sawmill. Puppies, as you might know, they kind of wear hoods, so you don't necessarily see who they are right away. It is its own just kind of segment of the kink community that is so fun and free to play in. They do contests and activities, and it's becoming an annual event very regularly. So they will actually have a title for several different categories of puppies. It is just a fantastic time to come. And thank you for the compliment on the Links by Luke. This was a commissioned birthday present.
It's gorgeous because I've seen the harness without the shoulder plates on it, and you look like a freaking superhero with those things on.
I feel like a gay falcon.
I love
it's
that.
so complimentary because the whole color palette just goes with your skin, your hair, and it's just
almost
so
like I'm gay. And
I know.
Linksbyluke.com. Go check them out. They're incredible. I have a piece that I just love and adore, and I can't get enough of. So make sure you support local, support queer. Next up, let's welcome Dale Stine. This is my papa. I adore him. He's a celebrated photographer in the LGBTQ plus community. He is the director of music ministry at the famous Unity on the Bay and a moderator of Miami Gay List, one of South Florida's largest LGBTQ plus Facebook groups, which can also be found on Instagram now as @QueerListOfficial. So Dale, Club U, a soulful celebration is on September 7th. You're on the host committee. Tell me what's happening.
Well, speaking of Unity on the Bay, which is mentioned in my intro, I've been on staff there as the director of music ministry for now it's almost 11 years. Wow. It's insane. So anyway, we are on the host committee together, Faye and I, for our upgraded gala event. So we're calling it Club U. It's going to be at the fabulous, gorgeous Level 3, which is near what's right at part of Aventura Mall complex, and it's a beautiful space. And it's going to be a very different kind of modern, jazzy, bluesy, soulful experience. The amazing singer Yoli Mayor is going to be entertainment.
From American Idol.
From American Idol. She's like, a lot of people call her the Cuban Adele. She's amazing. So it's going to be dancing, food, drinking, all kinds of fun times, and we can get a ticket. If you buy 2, there's a discount, unityonthebay.org, and it will be hosted by, guess who?
Who?
FayWhat!
You know what's ridiculous? That I literally looked at Dale and I said,
It wasn't like
it must be awesome.
It wasn't like one of those who's like, oh, who? It was like, who? I was like, you.
Legit. I was like, who's hosting? He goes, you. And please mention who the incredible DJ is going to be for the
evening. And yes, thank you. And the amazing Adora, the legendary, iconic speaking of Cuban, Adora will be our DJ for the evening. So it's going to be fantastic.
So get your tickets today at unityonthebay.org. I will be hosting. We will all be there. We'll have a great time. And the attire is tropical chic.
Tropical chic.
All right. So, and you know Aventura knows how to party. So it's going to be a beautiful spot. Get your tickets today. We'll all be there hanging out. And it's for a great cause, Unity on the Bay.
Right.
And of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality. She is the cover girl for Outclick magazine, if you have not seen this. And this gorgeous spread with photographs by the incomparable Dale Stine.
Yeah.
Look at this. She's the host of the FayWhat show on Mondays at Hotspots Happening Out. Faye, Pandora is celebrating 25 years with a night under the stars on September 1st at Fable, Miami. Tell us what's happening.
Happy birthday, Pandora. 25 years of community music, late nights, a lot of hookups, hands in the air like you just don't care, booty shaking, friendships, laughs, shots, a lot of shots over the 25 years. Great vibes and many, 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 many memories, all thanks to Pandora and Pandora Events. Pandora Events celebrates 25 years, baby. Labor Day weekend, Sunday, September 1st at Fable in Wynwood, 50 Northwest 23rd Street. All the girls are coming out. DJ Citizen Jane is our DJ, DJ Zeno, DJ Eileen, DJ Pat Pat. All right, dressed to impress, because you might end up in the documentary being shot on site about the milestone that we're celebrating. This party under the stars will be one not to miss. See you all September 1st at Fable in Wynwood. Pandora, happy birthday, 25. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Monday, August 19th, 2024. First this evening, let's queer up drag culture. Drag Race stars launch voter drive for Kamala Harris in Chicago. Drag Race legends Jinx Monsoon, Alaska Thunderfuck, Monet Exchange, Miss Peppermint, and Ben de la Creme are taking the stage in Chicago this week for a vibrant and political event. The Queens are joining forces with local star Lucy Stool to host Drag Night Chicago, a voter registration kiki, on Wednesday, coinciding with Kamala Harris's official Democratic National Convention nomination. The event will also feature local drag performers Detox, Willem, Bambi Banks Kool-Aid, She's a Woman, Sativa Diamond, and Dusty Balls. This celebration marks the debut of Drag Pack, launched on June 28th to mobilize the LGBTQ plus community and allies, aiming to increase democratic voter registration and turnout for the 2024 elections. Ben de la Creme said, quote, "We are queer people. We have to recognize that we are part of a community," end quote. Ms. Peppermint added, saying, quote, "It's our job to keep things moving in the right direction. How you vote matters, and it literally defines the future of not just the country, but your cities, your communities, and your people," end quote. In the face of recent anti-LGBTQ plus legislation, Drag Pack's mission is more crucial than ever. Jinx Monsoon urged followers to, quote, "fight fiction with fact," stressing the importance of voting against misinformation and bigotry. And this is exactly how you do it, right? You do it big time. You do it on a big way, or you do it in a small way. You do it however you can. You get the people that you know together and start spreading the word. This is a beautiful thing. You know, we all have to come together and fight, you know, and I love what Jinx said. I mean, she hit it right on the nose. Fight fiction with fact. The misinformation that's out there, that rhetoric, right? It's what hurts us at every corner. You know, the people that don't know us or maybe don't have LGBTQ plus people in their lives, which is weird because everybody has somebody, right?
They think they don't.
They think they don't, and they're the ones who believe these horrible things that the right says about us, right? Informing folks, educating folks, getting people out there, letting them know, especially queer people. Queer people for a long time have thought, my vote doesn't count. Why bother? Why even bother to get my voter registration up to date? You know, trans people have such issues when their documentation doesn't match and they want to, you know, last election, if your signature was a little bit off, they were turning you away. You know, I mean, we are at a crossroad right now. We've got to make sure all our ducks in a row and these queens are using their talent to make that happen.
And kudos to the DNC, because this is really just taking what the GOP has used against our community, the drag queens, the trans. This is just taking that and embracing and saying, you know what? Here you go.
Yeah.
And saying right on stage, this is what we support. We are embracing this community full throttle. And I saw Bendela Creme on someone's show on MSNBC last week, and she was so fabulous. Just came on as a boy, and it was just fantastic. And talking about this upcoming performance and all the people involved, I mean, what a star-studded event.
Right?
Wow.
To quote Pretty Woman.
To quote Pretty Woman.
When you went after drag queens, big mistake. Huge. You took the people who MC our events, who have been activists at the core of our movement forever, and really try, just like you said, to point them out and make them the bad guys. You have literally now given them a microphone and deserve everything that's coming to you.
And it's a beautiful example. It's a beautiful example set for our community as a whole, because as I've been saying for a very long time, we need to redefine community. We need to put into focus what community actually means. And this election, this election really helps us to redefine that, really helps us to gather together for a cause. And it always shows, the history shows that when we show up in numbers, we sway the votes. We swing the states. We swing the votes in our direction. So back to your point, Faye, your vote does count. That is the propaganda machine that instills in people's head that your vote doesn't count so that you don't vote. Yeah. If people only knew how much money and how much tactics go into making you sit on your ass and not go out to vote, you would actually get up off your ass and go vote in order for them to waste their money. Yeah.
Do not stay on your couch like JD Vance.
No.
I mean,
he's face down on the couch, so it's a little
This is very historic, especially for I feel like the year 2024 is the year of the drag queen, because I mean you're getting to see them on such high platforms. I mean, in the Olympics and the DNC, and it's like, wow, what visibility that they're getting, and positive visibility. So because you hear all of these horrible stories about our community and stuff, and here they are being regarded on the highest platform, and then you get to see Vice President Kamala Harris on shows like RuPaul's Drag Race, embracing the communities like that. It's inspiring.
And that meant so much to me. Something so small like that, like her opening up Drag Race. I don't know why it touched me, right? Like it felt like she was like, it was like she was at Hunter's, right? Like, it was like, I felt like she was just like at Wilton, you know what I mean? Like, and there's just an invigoration that Kamala has brought back. I mean, even to the point where, going back to thinking that your vote doesn't count. We live in Florida. Right? It's a very red state. It's, and when you have the villages coming out, 400, 500 golf carts for Kamala.
That's major.
We could probably turn this state also if we all came out and voted and made sure.
And we actually could. If you go to Impulse Group Miami, our IG, our Impulse for Florida data has shown that when Trump won the last election, only by 300,000 votes, it was 2 million registered voters in Florida did not vote. And so if we would have shown up, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
The same happened with DeSantis in his last election. There were about 317,000 that he won by. And a massive number of us did not show up to vote. And that is the problem. People sitting on their ass, just letting things by, but then they want to get online and complain.
Right.
I vote in every election.
Right.
So therefore, that's why my mouth is really nasty and really raw, and I don't care because I earned the right to, because I vote in every single election. Your circuit judges, the person that sits on the committee council, I vote in every election.
Yeah.
And so when you vote, then you can bitch.
Then you get a right to complain. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, I went to the polls last week. I voted last week, and there were a lot of people there.
Good.
I mean,
Good.
It was
And again, this goes to in whatever scale you can do this, right? Big scale or small scale. Even at our church, at Unity on the Bay, we've got someone there at a table saying, hey, would you like to check your registration, make sure that it's up to date, right? Small organizations, big organizations should be doing the same. We've all got to make sure. If you're sleeping with 5 people, those 5 people better vote.
Yeah.
all right? Or you don't give them no say.
And make sure they know who to vote for.
And also, you don't have to vote in order to move. If you can't vote, you can do other things. You can move the vote. You can get out and spread the word. If you can't vote, there are so many other things that you can actually do in order to get people up and get off of their asses to move. Even using your private parts like withhold sex. Withhold sex.
I'm just saying. Do you think that I have reason? I'm worried about the mail-in ballots, right? Like my wife has always voted mail-in, right? And I'm making her vote.
Well, there was a major mess up with that because people didn't know that it was expiring. So, and people just didn't know that they had to re-up for the ballot.
There's I mail
everybody's.
It's a tactic by the GOP to
So, folks, if you usually vote by mail and you haven't received something, go find your voter registration.
Because it's
look
too
up
late
your name
to get.
online.
It's too late to get.
To vote to get it now.
I think it's not for the general. It's not too late. I think I forget.
For the primary, it's too late. But for the general election, you can still
get your mail in.
that you re-up. I had the same issue.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me something in the mail, and it actually went to my grandmother's house instead of to my house. And my grandmother called me, and she was like, "Make sure." My grandmother's always on our ass. Make sure that you get your mail-in ballot. And my mail-in ballot came like a week later, and it's actually sitting right next to me. And I'm going to drop it off at the polling station because there are drop-off locations.
Every single one.
QR code on your mail-in ballot that you can go and drop it straight off as soon as you bubble in all of it.
And at the last election, you were able to, and I think it's going to be the same this time, but you could check to make sure that your mail-in ballot had been received and counted.
They will.
So
I love that.
more to your question, you don't have to sit there and wonder. You can verify that you.
There's a little
Right?
section on the mail-in ballot. You have to put your email address and your phone number, and they will text you and they will email you once they receive the ballot. They have been texting me and emailing me because they haven't received my ballot. Broward is very good at that, and as soon as they receive it, they will text you and email you and say, "We have received and your vote has been counted."
I love that. I love that.
Going to just put one more thing about voting, because I think that one reason a lot of people don't is when you open it up, it can be really intimidating to see all of those different races and judges and commissioners and all that, and you can just feel kind of paralyzed in the research. But you can also just lean on organizations like Dolphin Democrats would be one that I know is
Save.LGBT,
where you can go to
Florida.
organizations that really care about you, and they'll tell you what's the best idea as far as a vote. So don't let it intimidate you.
Yeah. Thank you. See, the more you know, folks. Queer News Tonight, educating you.
And just to bring it back to the drag queens, hooray for Ben de la Creme and all the girls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Even Crazy Willem.
Amazing. Yeah, we love them all.
We love them all.
Next, let's queer up sports. Rowling and Musk named in cyber harassment lawsuit by Olympic women's boxing champion. Author J.K. Rowling and tech billionaire Elon Musk have remained notably silent on social media following reports that they are named in a criminal complaint filed by Algerian Olympian Iman Khalif. The complaint lodged with French authorities accuses both figures of acts of aggravating cyber harassment against Khalif, who won gold in women's 66-kilogram boxing at Paris Summers Games. Khalif's lawyer, Nabil Boudi, confirmed to Variety that the complaint posted on August 9th was submitted to Paris Prosecutor's Office National Center for the Fight Against Online Hatred. The lawsuit names X, a placeholder term under French law for unidentified individuals, allowing the investigation to encompass all potential contributors of hateful messages, including those using pseudonyms. Boudi clarified that while Trump is not specifically named, his anti-transgender tweets will be scrutinized as part of the broader investigation. During the Olympics, Rowling called Khalif a man who was enjoying the distress of a woman he just punched in the head. Similarly, Musk endorsed an anti-trans message from activist Riley Gaines. Trump also posted a controversial message on Truth Social regarding Khalif's participation in women's sports. Despite the abuse, Khalif, who does not identify as trans or intersex, secured her Olympic victory. Other targets of similar online hate during the Paris Games include artistic director Thomas Jolly and DJ Barbara Butch, who have also filed complaints. Well, this is clearly, it violates all their rights and privacy just by spreading this type of harassment. And, you know, public figures have a significant influence, you know, onto their, you know, their platforms. So spreading misinformation like this, it's just causing widespread harassment for them. So, I think, you know, it's good that they're taking legal action, and hopefully it will set a precedent, you know, in the future for this type of misinformation that is being put out there.
It's funny how they're so quiet. Two people that can't shut the F up, right? Like now they're like super quiet, like, wow, you know, because when this news came out, they were the first ones in a fury saying horrible things about Imani. Imani is not trans. She does not identify as trans or intersex, like we said in the story. And, you know, she comes from a country where that's not even allowed, where, you know, I mean, people are in prison and worse for that. You know, they put her life in danger. They put her family's life in danger. And she freaking took it like a trooper. I mean, like, with such class and grace. Of course, she's got to file suits against these mother effers. She has to, you know, and she did it in France because obviously that's where the Olympics happen, you know, et cetera. But, you know, what she's had to deal with, I mean, I don't think any sort of money can make that okay, but it could definitely remind, you know, where do you hit people? You hit people in their pockets, right? Yeah, right. So maybe that's how to get J.K. Rowling to shut the F up.
It's really taking the high road in a sense.
It really is.
I'm just not going to engage with you on that. I'm just going to, speak to my lawyer, you know, because, the ripple effect, because once the damage has been done in that regard, the word is out there, and the people who are taking that bait are not checking the follow-up to see what's going on. They're just taking the bait and running with it.
And running with it and forgetting about it. Because then all those people, I mean, I had friends of mine that my old coworkers that now I took off my social media that were posting shit like that. And then I'd send them a message like, oh, you took it down. No comment to anything else, huh? You just took it down. You coward. Because that's basically what you're doing. You're taking something like this and you're running with it. You know, and people believe it. And people believe it.
There's just such irony here. I don't think anybody has had more gender-affirming surgery than Elon Musk.
Truth.
With injections.
You call that affirming? I don't know about affirming.
And hormones. I think overall, though, just the misogyny here is absolutely insane, because we do not do this gender questioning routine. We only do that with women's sport. I've never heard one complaint about this, though, from the other side, from men's sports. In fact, it's very much the opposite. Like, I was a wrestler in school. Now, this is back in the 1900s, so
Lord.
It's
Roman times.
I know, Greco-Roman style. But like the girls did not have a place to wrestle, and when a girl wanted to wrestle, they just brought them on the boys' team. Like, there's no second thought to including women that way. But, you know, how dare somebody who's more masculine go into the women's side? And nobody goes after men with high testosterone or men who have a larger and more athletic and advantageous build. It's always used as an attack on gender. And I think it's just all rooted in the very same misogyny.
Yeah, but it reminds us because they wear their hate on their sleeve, right? Because, I mean, again, nobody said transgender until they said transgender.
And silencing billionaires is a mantra I want to keep. Silencing billionaires is a mantra I want to keep, because you must be bored with all that money. Why do you have to come down from your Rotten Tomato throne to throw Rotten Tomatoes at the regular folks? So good on Imani. Good on Miss Khalif.
Listen, there's something trending right now called demure, right?
Yes.
And she is demure, all right? She is taking this very like, oh, I'll get you, baby. Don't worry. Right now, I'm just going to sit here and be me and enjoy my medal that I won at the freaking Olympics.
Yes.
Right? So hashtag demure all day, Imani. You got this.
Yes. Next, let's queer up the worldview. Pope Francis meets queer activists of Africa and once again denounces anti-LGBTQ laws. Pope Francis met with two prominent queer activists from Africa at the Vatican on Tuesday, extending his support amidst rising anti-LGBTQ sentiment in the region. Claire Bayuragaba of Chapter 4 Uganda and Ebenezer Piga from Rightify Ghana were the distinguished guests. Bayurgaba, who also founded P-Flag Uganda, shared a photo on Twitter of herself with the Pope. Bayurgaba briefed Francis on the devastating impact of Uganda's anti-LGBTQ laws, including the severe Anti-Homosexuality Act, enacted by President Yoweri Museveni in 2023. She quoted Francis reaffirming that, quote, discrimination is a sin and violence against LGBTQ communities is unacceptable, end quote. Francis also met with Piga, discussing the escalating criminalization of queer individuals in Africa. Rightify Ghana expressed its gratitude for the Pope's progressive stance, highlighting his opposition to violence and discrimination. Its statement said, quote, Pope Francis encouraged us to keep fighting for your rights, and that's exactly what we will do, end quote. In earlier comments, Francis condemned laws that criminalize homosexuality as unjust, reinforcing his stance during a press conference on his plane from South Sudan. His position contrasts sharply with recent developments in Africa, where some countries like Burkina Faso and Ghana are moving toward stricter anti-LGBTQ laws, while others like Angola and Seychelles have decriminalized consensual same-sex relations. The Pope's meeting with these activists underscores his continued advocacy for LGBTQ rights amid global struggles against discrimination. Well, this is beautiful, and this is the most progressive Pope that we have seen so far, using his platform for something that is beautiful because it's so strategic how these two activists are using their platform. By meeting with the Pope, this is basically, we know that anti-LGBTQ laws and homophobia usually stem from some sort of religious bigotry. Mm-hmm. So in order to go to one of the highest, whatever you want to titled people in the land when it comes down to religion, it really says a lot to the people who stand for this type of bigotry. Like, it really says something really big. Like, the Pope is on our side, so that's damn near Jesus. Like, like, come on now. Mm-hmm. And I love that he's calling sin against violence and hatred. Like, that is the sin. Yeah. It is not the LGBTQ. It's not the being homosexual. It is, the sin is the violence. The sin is the hatred. And I love this. This is a beautiful story.
You know, LGBTQ plus people are being criminalized and punished, you know, and these places, and this is so important, right? This is so important. This meeting is so important because people's lives are literally on the line for just being their authentic selves, right? But my feelings are hurt, right? And I am that drama queen, right? I'm still hurt by Popey. You know, he calls us faggots and then he does something nice. You know what I mean? I need more of this. I need more of this. Yes, you are the most progressive Pope that we've had. Yes, you know, and I know Catholic old ladies that, like, if the Pope doesn't say it, it didn't happen, right? You know, so it is, but I'm still hurt, brother. I'm still hurt by that.
He has set some mixed signals, but it's been, you get here, oh, don't take it back. So it's been a little bit of give and take. But yeah, I'm still bothered by what goes on in the Catholic Church with all the abuse of young, mainly boys, and what all that's overlooked and paid for and, you know, paid away and all that. So I'm still, it just makes me crazy angry about that. But it is a positive step, as you say, and he does have great power. He wields great power, and amongst a large population, he is about next kin to Jesus. You're right.
Yeah.
And on that same day, on that, I think it was Tuesday of last week, he also met with Uganda gay rights activists, which is, I mean, a place that you have got to watch in the world when it comes to what's going on with LGBTQ folks. They have an anti-homosexuality act that's basically called the Kill Gays
Oh my God.
law. And it's been acted upon. So this is the first time that he's ever done that, spoken to someone from Uganda about LGBTQ rights. But I'm also a little bit on your guys' side too, and saying, you know, if you really want to help, make a stand and stop calling homosexuality a sin. Because yeah, you just called violence a sin, to your point, Jamaal, but you also just equivocated it to being gay, and that's not the case at all. So I think
words matter.
To kind of flirt with these two definitions. You're trying, but it's not enough.
I mean, the church here is trying to. It's a marketing strategy. Let's call it what it is.
Wow.
Totally, it is.
It's a marketing strategy. It's for our. I mean, it's to our benefit. The marketing strategy, and of course, call out the bullshit as well. I'm not Catholic or a Christian by no means, but I really, if we can continue to add the pressure for these types of marketing campaigns, whatever they may be, to come out, then let's take the win as a win and run with it, like we're doing right now, telling these stories. But yeah, to y'all point, I mean, I'm not Christian, so
Yeah, but you know, what's the saying? There's a follow the money, and we know the money is at the Vatican. That's where the money is. I mean, that's why popes can't get married because of the money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about the money. So when you say a marketing plan, it's totally what it is. So follow the money. We need to at least get them on our side, and that's a step in the right direction.
Edward?
You know, to be honest, religion has never really resonated with me because of where I grew up too. You know, I was confirmed as a Protestant, but later on my family, after they separated my parents, they both became Catholic. So I was very confused as a child in terms of religion. And it even made it more confusing as I learned about Catholicism and their views on homosexuality, which really made me turn my whole perspective on my family, saying, well, how are you embracing this religion and leaving me in the dust, sort of say. So, you know, I mean, it shows that, you know, this new pope is definitely on the right track, but there's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's you got to walk, you know, when you, what is it, walk the walk or talk the walk?
Walk the talk.
Yeah.
We know what you mean. That one.
Something like that.
Yeah, you can't meet with these people and then talk about LGBTQ plus rights and then have a backroom meeting where you call us faggots. You know what I mean? Like you can't. You know what I mean? So, you know, and again, it's the freaking Pope, right? So we're happy with crumbs.
Right.
He's giving us freaking crumbs.
Yeah.
And we're happy with it because we're
with your purse on fire.
you know, we're so marginalized when it comes to religion, folks. We just are. So we're like, oh, the Pope's talking about us. Yay!
Yeah, not every
You know what
place.
I mean?
Not every place is Sunshine Cathedral or Unity on the Bay.
No.
Right.
Which is a completely different thing.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Completely.
He's used to handing out little pieces of bread.
Right.
Next, before I tell another bad joke, let's queer up politics. Trans leaders rally behind Kamala Harris in a historic event. In a historic first, around 1,000 transgender individuals joined a Zoom call on Tuesday night to support Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. The event, organized by Advocates for Trans Equality, followed the release of new data showing that 75% of transgender people eligible to vote participated in the last presidential election. This marks the first time where transgender leaders have rallied behind a presidential candidate. The virtual meeting featured prominent transgender leaders, including Delaware State Senator Sarah McBride and activist Charlotte Clymer. It also highlighted the community's resilience despite facing unprecedented legislative attacks, with more anti-trans bills introduced in state legislatures than ever before. During the call, Clymer emphasized the community's strength, saying, quote, "We have so much power. When we organize together and have each other's backs, we can do great things." While 1,000 participants joined the live call, an additional 2,600 have since streamed the event, signaling growing support for Harris from the transgender community. This event marks a significant shift, as Harris has previously faced skepticism from progressive queer voters due to her past as a prosecutor. As soon as I heard the story, I wanted to talk to somebody transgender about it, because I wasn't sure if there would really be somebody here at the table. And I think that's one of the worst things you can do to a marginalized community, is to not include them.
Or talk for them.
Yes. Yeah. Or just because I'm gay or you're lesbian, that somehow that we really understand the transgender experience. And it's not true. But a very good friend up in Palm Beach County, Raymond Stanton. Hello. You guys might know him as Ground Zero.
Ground Zero, yay!
fantastic performer. So I sent him the story. I'm like, did you hear about this? What's the deal? And he did say, he said, I saw that. Honestly, it makes me really happy to see. I haven't been this excited about a presidential race since Obama, and it's great to see that the community shares my feelings. Now it's just making sure that we hit the polls and vote.
I love that.
Yeah.
Come on, just imagine a whole community that hasn't been talked to ever.
Beyond marginalized.
Ever. I remember when Biden said transgender for the first time, we were like, oh my God. I mean, again, crumbs. Right? We're a marginalized community that just deals with crumbs. Oh my God, pay attention to me. We deserve more. And Kamala's going to give us more. And she's gotten people that hide during elections and are saying, oh my God, she's talking
having
to me.
Zoom
All right,
calls.
let's raise the money for her. Yes.
Yeah. And really the whole doing everything the other side is doing the opposite. Closing in, excluding, and the DNC and everything is just being inclusive. And this is fantastic. As you say, to see the transgender community come together and rally forth is so exciting. And it's like, EBS is crumbs, but finally, at last, something to get excited about for the community.
And I want to, not to be a Debbie Downer.
Go ahead.
I want people to really get excited, rally up, call in, and then when these politicians, all of them, I'm not just speaking about Kamala, come into office, call out. It's time to put their feet. We deal with crumbs. So in order to get the whole pie or part of the pie or the pie that we're supposed to get, it's time to call them out once they get in. And we can't let this fire die down after January 16th because she's going in there. She's going in there. She's going in, and a lot of other politicians are going in. And instead of letting this fire die, from what I remember and what I recall, if we were sitting around this table 6 months ago, none of this fire was here. None of this energy was here. None of this was here.
The exact opposite.
The exact opposite. We were struggling.
We were drowning.
We were hoping for some crumbs, hoping for something, and we were extremely bitter and critical. Let's just go back 2 years when we were sitting here and every story was, we're talking about more gay laws that are anti. We were just sitting here like miserable reading these stories. Now we're here like, look at our eyes, we have the light. Yeah, girl. Look at us.
Yes, a Zoom. We hate Zoom. All of a
That is not Debbie Downer. That is some queer wisdom that we need to incorporate.
It's like reality.
Yes.
Like in order for us not to go back to that zombie-like state of reading we need to call out once we get these people in, because we are doing the work. We're sitting here. We're reading the stories. We are doing the work. We're energizing the base. And so when these people get in here, it is time to
hold their feet to the fire
and hold their feet to the fire.
And this is why elections are so important altogether, because down ballot, because the person in power, the persons in power can't get shit done if they are dealing with a Congress that's the opposite side and a Senate that's, so that's why the down ballot is so important.
What is the down ballot?
Meaning senators and Congress people, representatives. Yeah. The down ballot, the people below.
The rest of the folks.
The other folks, right.
But I have to say that in the last 4 years, since under President Biden, we've seen a lot of visibility in terms of leadership in that whole LGBTQ plus spectrum.
True that.
And I'm seeing a lot of, new people running as well. So this speaks so highly. And when you see that visibility in your own communities, that's definitely somebody you want to lock in and vote, possibly vote for. So.
Yeah. And just final note, I just love how Donald Trump is shaking in his pants right now. I'm enjoying that. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do.
I can't take that visual. That visual just freaked me out.
Sorry about that. But you know what I mean? I can say Trump without wanting to cry or wanting to vomit. You know what I mean?
You just laugh.
His discomfort makes me happy. You know what I mean? And that's okay.
And that's a spiritual thing. That's good.
Sorry.
No, it is. It is. I approve. Next, let's grab sports. International lesbian footballer Geyse Ferreira deals with trolls like a pro. Manchester United and Brazil forward Geyse Ferreira has publicly addressed the homophobic abuse she received after sharing her relationship with partner Bruno Geyse. The footballer, who joined Manchester United from Barcelona last year, first posted a photo of the couple on Twitter in June with the caption, "Us against the world." On August 10th, she shared more images on Instagram expressing her love, saying, quote, "I love you, us against the world," end quote. However, Geyse had to face and respond to the online abuse the following day. She shared a post that said, quote, "Love in all its forms is something that should be respected and celebrated, regardless of gender, orientation, or any other characteristic," end quote. She condemned the attacks as deeply hurtful and contrary to the values of respect and empathy. Despite the negativity, Geyse received widespread support from her fans. Emporio do Esporte Feminino, a women's football account, offered encouragement. "Stay strong, we're with you." Manchester United fan group All for United also voiced their support for Geyse. Well, this is definitely it has a feel-good story, but it's also like they're the haters. So it seems like the stories we're doing tonight are all like, yeah. Which is how life is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what life is.
Yeah.
So good on Geyse, because she's standing up for her love and her partner. And so, I mean, what more do you want? I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And the haters are going to hate. People are going to hate, and they're going to want your unhappiness, and your happiness makes them bitter. Let them be bitter.
I love when people are just so unapologetic and they just show their truth to the world, you know, and it's just so inspiring. It just allows other people just to do the same for themselves, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay to love who you love.
But it's okay. Straight people do that all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, straight people
Taylor
win
Swift
something
and Kelsey, look at that.
Exactly.
Huh? Hello.
Exactly. You wanna celebrate, right? Something great with the partner that you love, and that's how you do it. There's no malice in it. We're not trying to. Why you got to show everybody your love? Because we're in love.
It's not like she put her chocho on the screen and go, look.
No, not at all. And let me tell you something. Well, you said her name, Geyse, right?
Geyse. I found a video of her saying it herself.
I love it.
She's sexy.
Geyse, no, she is a beautiful,
Both of them are
beautiful
sexy.
girl. They're both beautiful.
That's why they hate them.
But you know, you've got to have a thick skin, okay? Especially, you know, you're showing your love to the world. You're an out athlete. You are who you are. Social media is going to follow you. There's always going to be trolls, you know. Don't read the comments, mama. Just don't. Like, you know, and that's the thing. We're so marginalized that instead of taking the good comments and walking away with those, the bad ones stay with us.
Always.
Okay? Always.
Yeah.
I don't read my comments. If they're bad, I'm not reading them. Okay? Like, I just, Faye, that stupid lesbian, skip. You know, like, I'm not. Like, it's like, there's bad energy. There's enough bad stuff in the world already. Haters are going to hate, and haters are going to hide behind a keyboard. You are not hiding behind anything.
And
You know, UK soccer, though, is an especially it's an especially
visible.
Yes, vicious and hateful group. The first UK footballer to come out, Justin Fashanu, was in the late 90s.
Was he on Ted Lasso?
No, and there was and there was there was some controversy and some scandal, and he ended up killing himself.
Oh, I'm so sorry I made that joke.
In the late 90s. And you know, the next gay UK footballer to come out was not until 2022.
Wow.
Almost 30 years later. I was talking to my husband Luke about this environment. They have slurs that the crowd literally yells out.
We'll yell in the stadium.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. It happened when they were doing it. When they were doing it wasn't FIFA. The last Copa America.
Yeah,
that was
Copa America.
happening on.
Like the Chelsea team, they call them Chelsea rent boys and poofters and like. It's a really rough environment. So I think this is even braver than I think a lot of us see from an American.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. And a lot of people, like a lot of people that are in charge of that kind of stuff are trying to put a stop to that. Like where they were even saying, you know, calling out the crowd, throwing out people that were starting chants like that. You know, more people need to do that. I get, it's just sports. It's just boys being boys. No, it's not. When you're saying a derogatory slur, right, that is just so easily coming out your mouth like nothing, there are gay people in that stadium that you're saying that to, you know, and beyond.
And young gay people who are agreeing that, who are just, you know, and for this example with Geyse, I mean, what an inspiration that is for young people. And then if you got the opposite side, then as a young gay person, not out yet, of course, not even aware of what's going on in your life, it's such a mixed signal. It's so hard.
Yeah.
The information that's coming at you as a young person, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, especially in this day and age with the internet.
Exactly.
The internet is not forgiving. The internet is just not a forgiving place. And we have to learn how to navigate those spaces. Somehow we have to learn how to have some sort of mental health support for those spaces as well. Because even I, receive things in I receive a lot of love.
I was going to say, most of your posts are like, look at that beautiful ass. Wow, you're hot.
But I hide the comments that come through that are not nice. There's certain things on Instagram where you can go inside your account and you can hide slurred speeches and things of that nature, and it filters
like a filter. It's an automatic filter.
And so I have a few celebrity friends, but one in particular who reached out to me and was like, "How do I get rid of this? Because there's so much coming through," and I had to teach him how to do it. And he said, "I didn't even know that. Thank you so much."
Can you teach me
I
how
didn't
to
know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it really helps with our mental
tutorial on the calendar.
Yeah, with our mental health. To filter out those things because they actually can be hurtful, because we do come from a place sometimes of trauma and things that we've been through that really trigger those low points in our lives that are like, damn, like I'm doing good now. Like, look at me, I'm glowing, I'm doing things right. Why y'all so hating on me?
Yeah.
And it just, everybody has their limit. Everybody has their limit, no matter how strong we may seem, no matter how beautiful we may seem, no matter how glowy and healed and all of the wonderful things, everybody has their damn limit. And sometimes it's just too much.
Well, and something so beautiful as you, someone's still going to find something negative, or gay men's chorus, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how would you deal with any negative comments like on your feed? Do boys do any part of your crew get like upset or anything like that or anything like that?
So, that's a really good question. So for our course, our public website, our platforms, like Facebook and stuff, we have a really good audience. We don't really get a lot of hate, but we do. And, that there are filters, like Jamaal said, that you can implement, which we have. So, the general public doesn't see that. The organization itself, it has a wide variety of different people and different opinions. So when you have a large organization like ours, they need to have some sort of platform to do that. So we create a Facebook group for them that's an internal communication. So that way they can feel a little bit more in tune with maybe some of the frustrations that are going on in the organization or within the rehearsal and stuff. So, that's a safe space for them, and they know that. So, it's just providing those spaces like we were you're talking about. So, that's what we're doing right now with them.
Yeah. And are you at Queerlist?
Yeah.
Do you deal with any? I mean, well, those are all people that are part of it, right?
Yeah, no, but back some years ago, there was a lot more heated political dialogue, and it was very heated because there were a lot of people from disparate sides, but very hardcore. That really has not happened as much, probably because I blocked them all.
That's how you do it.
So the answer would be yes, but no. But no, there's still going to be haters.
Yeah.
They manage to worm their way in.
There's haters in every world.
Yeah.
I mean, even in your business world, Mark, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just something, though, that we can all do is when you see that, hey, I don't need to wait for Jamaal to see it and take it down, or for Edward to see it and take it down. I can report that. I can hide that. So
totally.
As a member of the community,
or block.
help each other out.
Block and save your mental.
Right.
Also, what I keep forefront is my own accountability on these platforms too, and my voice and how I want to be perceived and how I want to represent this community too, because that's important for me. Yeah. And I just want to make sure that, people that are engaging with me are somebody that is authentic.
Very true. Very true. Next. It is time to unveil Costa Rica's wonders on LandCruise. Get ready for an unforgettable journey with the hotspots happening out Travel Club's Costa Rica Hub and Spoke LandCruise. Imagine waking up in the heart of San Jose and setting off each day to explore Costa Rica's most stunning sights, like witnessing the fiery glow of the Arsenal volcano, gliding through the treetops on a jungle tram in Braulio Carrillo, and soaking in the sun on the pristine Pacific beaches of Manuel Antonio. You'll marvel at cascading waterfalls, spot exotic wildlife, and discover hidden gems. With all transfers, guided tours, and a cozy hotel stay included, this adventure is a must-have experience. Book now at happeningout.travel. Tonight's broadcast is presented by viewers like you and the generous support by Visit Lauderdale. Everyone under the sun.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at Happening Out Television Studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
That is today's news for the LGBTQ+ community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ+ evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That's the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat! And on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Jamaal L. Starks, Edward Otto Zielke, Mark Pettitt, and Dale Stine. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.
Good night.